Hey folks, I wanted to do a quick video about herbal first aid care for healing cuts. I cut my finger really badly on Sunday with a food processor blade, and I used this wonderful Chinese patent remedy formula called Yunnan Baiyao. You can get this at any Chinese pharmacy or herb shop in your area. And if you can't find it in your area, you can order it online. Please don't get it from Amazon, because Amazon Chinese herbal products, you don't know how long it's been sitting around, how it's been stored, things like that. So just get it from a reputable online dealer or local shop. This formula was made for the Chinese military to help with gunshot wounds and internal bleeding and all sorts of things like that. So it's really, really wonderful herb that is stop bleeding or styptic coagulation enhancing formula. And it's just something that I always have in the kitchen. I have some in the bathroom. I have some in my first aid kit. I usually travel with it. I have some in the car. Like, I keep it like everywhere because you never know. And so what you'll do is when you get your cut, you're going to pack the cut with this powder. Now, if the cut is bleeding so much that you can't pack it, what you can do is make a paste with a little bit of like distilled or boiled water, and then smear it either on the cut itself or on the Band-Aid, and then wrap the Band-Aid around real tight, and then, pressure to help encourage coagulation, because your body's naturally going to coagulate, especially if you apply pressure to stop the bleeding. So this is just encouraging your body's natural processes to work a little faster than they usually do. So that's step one. Wrap it up good. Do that. Leave it on for several hours, preferably overnight. I ended up having to change the Band-Aid after 4 hours. And by the 4-hour mark, the bleeding had completely stopped. So I've just been keeping it wrapped up good ever since, and applying phase 2, which is my Clean Care salve. And that is my hands. When I get cuts on my hands, they tend to get infected. And it's just because we're using our hands a lot, we're touching everything, you're washing them, but still things get in, and you naturally have certain kinds of bacteria on your hands that are very easy to get into open cuts and then cause problems. So I use Clean Care on a wound that is still what I would call open. This is what I would still call an open wound, because you can still see that little bit of red. I still call this open, even though that's not bleeding anymore. And I'll smear a little bit of that on with clean hands, or use a Q-tip into the wound, and then put a nice new Band-Aid on it. Wrap it up good. I'll be doing this until that red spot goes away. And it looks like it's just, my skin's just at the healing point now, and I don't need to wrap it in a Band-Aid anymore. I'll basically use that for until I don't need to use a Band-Aid anymore. Then phase 3 comes in, and I use healing salve. Mine says tester on it, but that's because it was going to be a tester for a class that I think was canceled because of COVID. I don't remember anymore. It has an herb called comfrey root in it, and comfrey root is known for encouraging new cell growth. There's a lot of studies that have been done on it. You can look it up. And it's wonderful for external application, but not so great for an open wound. So because it can encourage the skin regrowth so quickly that it can trap an infection in. And some people say that that's herbal lore and myth, and it's not real, but I've experienced this, and it's true for me. And if it's true for me, that is good enough. And if I've experienced it, it means I'm not going to use this until this has been healed up enough that I want to help my skin regrow in a healthy way, so I don't end up with a scar. So this is really great for scar-y risk. And I will also use it on actual scars and rub it in and kind of massage it in. So when this heals up, maybe another few days to a week, I will start using this at night. During the day, I'll just kind of like rub a little in, rub it around, and let it sit for a bit. Maybe put a new Band-Aid on it just to keep it on a little longer. and then wash it off, and that's that. So the difference in color, so the one that's been used more is the Clean Care. Clean Care Healing. Clean Care has a couple of herbs in it that are excellent for helping reduce risk of heat or inflammation, infection, things like that. So if you want to buy these from me, I make them, and I make them in really, really, really small batches. So like I'll maybe make 4 tins at a time of of these, so that whoever buys it will get the most recent batch, the freshest batch, so it'll last longer, and you can store these in the fridge and they'll last almost indefinitely. My Clean Care salve I made in 2014 and it still works great. The healing salve I made also in 2014, still works great, still fresh. There's no smell of oxidized oil or like rancid oil. So if you store these sorts of things in your fridge, they'll last a really, really, really long time. And Yunnan Baiyao powder lasts a very long time as well. And that's my 3-step wound healing protocol. And look at that, 6 minutes, 30 seconds. I hope you have a good day. Bye.